So Bad Bunny was great. Trump supporters are crying online because of it. The Seahawks won, beating a team owned by a Trump supporter. Kid Rock and Turning Point USA flopped. It was a great night to be an American.
So you excited for the Super Bowl?
No, the Bad Rabbit feller's doing the halftime show.
You mean Bad Bunny?
Whatever his name is. I bet you $20 they kneel for the national anthem.
Oh my God.
Who is this guy?
I mean, he's like the #1 artist.
I don't understand it.
He just won Album of the Year.
No, I literally don't understand what he's saying. So, Patriots or Seahawks?
I don't know.
Well, who'd you vote for?
Kamala.
So, not a fan of Patriots then, huh? All right. See, now Green Day, that's an American band. Down with Donald Trump and down with America. This fella's wearing eyeliner, can you believe it? Now, football is American. Bad Bunny, well...
He's Puerto Rican.
See, I told you.
Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Well, is Puerto Rico part of the United States?
Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Huh. Si me pregunto si tengo mucha novia. All right, let's go. Tengo una mañana otra. Hey, oh! Now that's music.
Okay, so the Super Bowl just ended. And listen, if you thought the game was chaotic, wait till you hear what MAGA tried to pull during the halftime show. MAGA is literally losing their minds after a triple FAFO episode during the Super Bowl. These people, bless their unseasoned hearts, decided they were going to boycott the Super Bowl because Bad Bunny was performing. Yeah, you heard that right. They swore off America's biggest televised event because a Puerto Rican man, who is American, was performing in Spanish. Now, to be fair, MAGA doesn't even know Puerto Rico is part of the United States because, and I say this with love, their brains operate on redacted IQ. It's like the hard drive got wiped somewhere between January 6th and a Trump NFT drop. They think Bad Bunny is an immigrant, just like their daddy, Orange Man, thought airports existed during the Revolutionary War. So instead of watching the halftime show like normal people, they huddled together online for what Erika Kirk proudly dubbed the real American halftime show. And where did they stream it? YouTube, after getting blocked from X. Why? Because they didn't handle licensing. No rights, no clearances, just raw patriot vibes and a prayer. But here's where it gets extra weird. X, formerly Twitter, is owned by a man whose actual real-life words, recently released in unsealed files, were "girls for the win." Not a tweet, not a meme, a grown man in the emails allegedly begging to be included on trips to Epstein's Island, begging on his knees. And somehow even Epstein, literal demon CEO of degeneracy, was like, nah, that guy's too weird. Imagine offering your soul, your billions, your body, and your brain on a platter, and Satan swipes left. That's Elon. And that's the platform MAGA tried to use to broadcast their bootleg halftime show. Poetic. Anyway, the show got bumped to YouTube where, surprise, the views were looking suspiciously healthy. Reports are floating that they may have borrowed some bot energy to inflate the numbers, probably because a few too many MAGA wives were secretly switching tabs to catch a glimpse of Bad Bunny. Because deep down, somewhere beneath the red hat and the triple layers of repressed feelings, they were vibing. They just didn't want Brad to know. So MAGA's sitting there, staring at a laggy YouTube stream, holding a half-flat Coors Light, while Erika Kirk whispers about Jesus and Kid Rock tries not to fall into a CGI eagle. And just when they thought they had their little right-wing kumbaya moment, enter Donald FAFO Trump. What does he do? He watches Bad Bunny. Not the MAGA karaoke, not the Jesus Palooza. He tunes into Benito, and then uses his orange fingers on Truth Social to trash it, talking about how it was not suitable for children. Sir, the only thing less suitable for children is your entire search history. And can someone also explain why Nicki Minaj didn't headline the MAGA halftime show? I mean, she's been hanging around the Kirk circuit enough. Missed opportunity, Erika. Then came the Green Day breakdown. Mid-performance, MAGA realized the opening act for the Super Bowl was Green Day, the band that's literally been saying F your flag for 20 years straight. And somehow, they were surprised, ripping their red hats off like, wait, they're not with us? No, Brad. Billy Joe Armstrong has been screaming, no gods, no masters, since your second DUI. Catch up. So yeah, MAGA tried to boycott the most watched event on Earth and ended up watching their own dignity collapse in 4K. Every time they try to own the libs, they just rent a clown suit instead. Anyway, I've got clips, commentary, and more shade than a solar eclipse. This is Glenn from Think Out Loud, still highly caffeinated, still confused how Green Day hurt your feelings. Let's jump into the chaos.
So you excited for the Super Bowl?
No, the Bad Rabbit feller's doing the halftime show.
You mean Bad Bunny?
Whatever his name is. I bet you $20 they kneel for the national anthem.
Oh my God.
Who is this guy?
I mean, he's like the #1 artist.
I don't understand it.
He just won Album of the Year.
No, I literally don't understand what he's saying. So, Patriots or Seahawks?
I don't know.
Well, who'd you vote for?
Kamala.
So, not a fan of Patriots then, huh? All right. See, now Green Day, that's an American band. Down with Donald Trump and down with America. This fella's wearing eyeliner, can you believe it? Now, football is American. Bad Bunny, well,
He's Puerto Rican.
see, I told you.
Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Well, is Puerto Rico part of the United States?
Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Huh. Si me pregunto si tengo mucha novia. All right, let's go. Tengo una mañana otra. Hey, now that's music.
When you think about how MAGA talks about the halftime show every year, you have to remember that this is their only concert. These people don't patronize the arts. They don't even see movies. This is their concert of the whole year. There's a lot of pressure riding on that. They're entitled to their free concert.
Babe, they're doing an all-American halftime show. Fuck yes. Now I don't have to watch a man in a dress singing in Spanish. Yeah, the lineup's gonna be a Kid Rock and actually a bunch of people I don't know who they are, but at least there's gonna be Kid Rock, a goddamn patriot who sings his songs in English the way songs are meant to be sung, with his like ba with the ba da bang biddy diddy biddy. I don't know, which one is it? Okay, it doesn't matter. Ba with the ba is English, something I can understand. And Kid Rock, he's so much better looking than that Bad Rabbit guy. Actually, I don't know what Bad Rabbit looks like. Can you pull him up for me real quick? Oh, his name's Bad Bunny? Oh, that's Bad Bunny? Oh, yeah, no. Kid Rock is so much better looking than him. Can you put the picture closer to me? Yeah, I'm really excited to see Kid Rock. Super excited for the All-American halftime show too. I'll be out as soon as I can. I'm so sorry, my stomach just hurts so bad. Yeah, no, just eat the mayonnaise sandwiches that I made you. No, they'll be delicious. Yeah, you hope Kid Rock takes off his shirt? Yeah, me too. That would be awesome. Okay, yeah, I'll be out in just a second. Get it, Bad Rabbit.
You mean to tell me Turning Point USA did all this fucking talking, and y'all didn't even get y'all licensing straight? Y'all didn't get y'all licensing straight enough to go on X and stream from X. You're only going to be able to stream from YouTube and your channel. It's not looking good. On top of Kid Rock, rehearsing pedo lyrics about him liking underage girls. Y'all kind of, on brand with Wigs R Us. I think y'all should just shut the shit down. Honestly, save face, because no matter how many times Jake Paul ass uses that broken jaw to talk about boycotting the Super Bowl halftime show because Bad Bunny is performing, the world will be watching. Some of America will be watching y'all. The world will be watching Bad Bunny, and I'm going to be Bad Bunnying it up, okay? I'm be and no, I can't speak a lick of fucking Spanish, but I'm gonna be faking it till I make it tonight.
Bad Bunny should not be performing the halftime show because it's inappropriate, and I'll tell you why. I translated one of his songs, and get this, these are the lyrics. Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, I say that's mandatory. Oh wait, that's Kid Rock. That is the headliner of the Turning Point USA Christian All-American headliner halftime. That makes more sense. Never mind.
To absolutely nobody's surprise, Donald Trump wasted no time slamming Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. While the rest of us were enjoying this amazing performance, Donald Trump was hating on his platform Truth Social. He says, "The Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible, one of the worst ever. It makes no sense. It is an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children that are watching from throughout the USA and all over the world. The show is just a slap in the face to our country, which is setting new standards and records every single day, including the best stock market and 401ks in history. There is nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show, and watch, it will get great reviews from the fake news media because they haven't got a clue of what is going on in the real world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new kickoff rule. Make America great again. Signed, President Donald J. Trump." I mean, would it kill him to just enjoy the show? For crying out loud, there was a wedding at this performance. Like, how can you hate on this? And yes, this was actually a real wedding. These are reportedly fans of Bad Bunny who invited him to their wedding, but instead he invited them to the Super Bowl. What a beautiful moment. Once again, I am not surprised that Trump had nothing but terrible things to say about this. What a bitter old man.
So Tapusa, aka Trailer Park USA, aired its All-American halftime show versus the NFL's halftime show. And its lineup pretty much consisted of who's who of who the hell is that. Instead of an actual halftime show, it looked like the Temu What I Bought versus What I Got DIY version of a halftime show that was held inside of an abandoned warehouse. And to absolutely no surprise, it consisted of American flags, fire, and fireworks. And they pretty much looked like they were recycled with the ones that were used along with Erika Kirk. From the small amount of footage that I saw, I'm surprised Erika Kirk did not actually make an appearance at this event. But going back to the American flag and the pyrotechnics, let me show you a screen grab that I got from Kid Rock's session. I'm telling you, these are probably the same fireworks and the flag that was reused from Charlie Kirk's memorial. It's totally giving me who let their drunk uncle go up on stage and do some karaoke. But drop me a comment and let me know if you enjoyed the NFL halftime show with Bad Bunny, because the Tapusa one looked like a complete shit show.
Their halftime show is already a flop. They can't even get it to work over on Twitter. They didn't think to figure out the licensing before they tried to stream their halftime show. For those of you who don't know, the context to this is that Kid Rock and Turning Point USA decided to have their very own halftime show, the All-American halftime show, because they were upset that Bad Bunny, who by the way is American, was performing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl. And not only are they not able to stream it on X, but other folks are reporting that it is not working on YouTube for Samsung. Calling it an all-American halftime show when the person who is performing at the actual halftime show is literally all-American is so insane. But you see, this is what happens. This is what happens when you do too much.
So Kid Rock's first stop of his Pedo Fest that was supposed to take place in South Carolina has been canceled. Now, there are other tour stop dates that he is going to try to continue, but as of right now, this first one has been canceled. This was supposed to happen in July, and it's because the amount of bands who said, "I'm not working with you, I'm actually going to drop out of this," because he's too divisive. That's their words. They say, "This is too divisive, this is causing division, we don't want to be associated with you." And I think a lot of this also has to do with the fact that Kid Rock's new lyrics, I guess they're not new, old lyrics that have resurfaced, and it's not even just the statutory one. I mean, that's bad, but we're finding out that there are multiple horrific lyrics that have come out of Kid Rock's career. So, love to see it. To the MAGA who bought tickets to this, not sorry about it, but if you do want a refund, you are going to have to spell out words and send an email. That's what it says. That's how you get your refund back. I know that might be hard for a lot of you guys. We'll see what happens, though.
So Mercedes Chandler said something that actually deserves a slow clap. She called out the alternative halftime show, the one headlined by Kid Rock and blessed by Erika Kirk, as divisive. And you know what? She's absolutely right. This is the United States of America, supposedly, and yet somehow a man singing in Spanish, who's literally an American citizen, triggered an entire political movement into hosting a bootleg talent show on YouTube. Make it make sense. I mean, TPUSA, or as the internet is now lovingly calling it, TPUSA, keeps claiming they're the true patriots. They drape themselves in flags, eat their cereal with bullets, and scream freedom anytime they pass a stop sign. But the moment Bad Bunny hits the stage, suddenly it's like, who let this foreigner in our show? Bruh, he's from Puerto Rico, which is, deep breath, part of the United States. But MAGA doesn't know that because their brains come preloaded with factory settings from the Confederacy. Geography's not their strong suit. Neither is history, or rhythm, or empathy. And just for the record, the first language spoken in what is now the United States wasn't English. It was a mix of indigenous languages, Spanish, and French. So this whole he's not singing an American thing is just another excuse to wrap racism in a red, white, and blue bandana. And that brings me to Green Day. MAGA lost it when they realized Green Day was on the Super Bowl lineup. Like, absolutely unhinged behavior. You had people in the comments saying, I've lost all respect for Green Day. Brad, you don't know Green Day. They've been screaming, screw the system since your second failed pyramid scheme. Let's talk about American Idiot. It is literally a protest song. It calls out fear-mongering media, blind nationalism, and, wait for it, conservative American groupthink. It's in the title, folks. American Idiot. It's like MAGA heard the beat and skipped the message entirely. Which, to be fair, tracks. These are the same people who put Jesus on a t-shirt next to an assault rifle and call it ministry. Anyway, let's check out some more clips.
How racist do you have to be offended that Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl halftime show? Like, Bad Bunny is a Puerto Rican artist, which is a part of America, but we all know for a fact if Justin Bieber, which is a Canadian artist, by the way, performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, everyone would be like, oh, yay, whoa, whoa, whoa. But since Bad Bunny speaks Spanish, he's not American. America is built off culture. It's literally a melting pot of culture. So what is the big issue?
As someone that quite literally did not understand a word that was coming out of that Puerto Rican man's mouth, all I have to say about that performance is,
Hey, mi gente latino.
I am proud to be an honorary Puerto Rican. Like, I can't explain it, but after watching that performance, I feel like I've been adopted by Puerto Ricans. I feel like I just experienced what life is like growing up in Puerto Rico with your abuela. I'm absolutely about to put the Puerto Rican flag in my bio right now. Like, even though I could not understand a word that he was saying, I knew at the very beginning of that performance what he was trying to do, and that was simply invite us into his fucking culture. And I just don't understand how anybody could see that performance and be fucking offended. Do you bitches not like learning new shit? You have to be a miserable ass person to see that colorful ass performance and still choose to want to be offended. I think the production of the show was great. I think the stage design was phenomenal. I love the fact that he brought out Lady Gaga to sing Die With A Smile at a Puerto Rican wedding. Because when that song first dropped, everybody said that it was going to be the perfect wedding song. So him having her sing that during that moment, I just thought it was great. Him bringing out Ricky Martin, like, I haven't seen that nigga in years. Like, even Cardi B was on stage as a background dancer. Like, it just felt like a very proud performance, and I loved it. I'm actually about to go book me a goddamn flight to Puerto Rico immediately. It's right up the street any goddamn way. And contrary to popular belief, it is actually a part of the fucking United States. How do you like those fucking apples, Patricia?
Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
What did you think about Bad Bunny's performance?
I think he killed it. It was a really great performance with a strong message of Latin pride, American unity, and diversity that is sorely needed in the US right now. And despite a lot of very real concerns about Bad Bunny's safety from ICE, which, just to be clear, shouldn't exist because Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican and Puerto Ricans are American citizens, the performance went off without a hitch. I thought the bit at the end with the flags was particularly clever because it reframes the idea of being American in a much more global way that is nonetheless hard to argue against without sounding like an absolute racist. Not that MAGA cares about that. And even the commercials were presenting a strong message of unity and diversity. And while I don't think that says anything about the corporations behind them, which only care about money, it does say something about the way that major public opinion is shifting back to the left again, that we're seeing those kind of commercials instead of the kind that American Eagle put out with Sydney Sweeney a few months back. Even better, Turning Point USA's alternative halftime show absolutely flopped with barely any viewers, including Trump, who was clearly watching the actual halftime show because he felt the need to scream about it online pretty much right after it ended, saying that the dancing at the real halftime show was inappropriate for young children, which is particularly absurd coming from someone whose name appears in the Epstein files over 5,000 times, and when Turning Point USA's own halftime show features a performer who literally has a song about liking underage girls. So all in all, it was a really nice breath of fresh air with everything going on lately, and it is a good sign of the way the wind is blowing in American culture, which is to say away from Trump, which is great since I'm pretty sure he shat his pants on TV again and nobody wants to smell that.
Here's the deal. For normal Americans, and by normal, I mean people who don't think wearing 5 flags, drinking raw eggs, and yelling at the weather makes you a founding father. People who don't think patriotism means storming a Capitol in cargo shorts and then asking for organic granola in jail. A real patriot, a real American, knows that we are the United States of America. And not just because the states are united by law, but because this country was meant to be a living, breathing idea, an ideology rooted in humanity. America is a melting pot. That's the whole point. We've got people here from every corner of the globe, teaching us new things, building new tech, introducing new culture, new flavor, new rhythm. And MAGA has been programmed to fear all of it. They treat diversity like it's a virus and empathy like it's a foreign object. And that's exactly why they're so allergic to Bad Bunny. Because the man represents everything they've been taught to hate. Bold, bilingual, unapologetically global, and still, somehow, more American than half the folks storming their local school board meetings. So in fighting against that, they're not just being racist or ridiculous, they're literally anti-American, which, ironically, aligns them perfectly with Green Day's American Idiot. The song wasn't about them then, but boy, it fits now. So this whole thing, this Super Bowl saga, was just one giant FAFO buffet for MAGA. Let's run it down. Their real American halftime show flopped harder than a Truth Social SPAC. They had to bring in bots to fake excitement. They found out Green Day doesn't like them. Their messiah Trump chose Benito over bald eagles. And they probably had to Google whether Puerto Rico is actually part of America, which it is, always has been. So yeah, for me, that's satisfaction. That's justice. That's a little spiritual espresso for the soul. And to all of you out there, my caffeinated companions, my fellow thinkers, my crew of real patriots, I say this. Raise your cappuccinos. Raise your Americanos. Raise that chipped mug of gas station black roast if that's all you've got. Because the spirit of actual America, not the cosplay version, is alive. And as long as we keep fighting for that, this nonsense doesn't stand a chance. Cheers to that. I'm Glenn. This is Think Out Loud, and I'll see you in the next one.